Hi everyone, my name is Audrey and welcome to my channel. Today I'm giving you my March wrap up. Yes, I know, I'm very late to these videos. Life has been lifing a lot, as I've said previously in my April TBR. I am usually uploading my TBRs and wrap-ups on time-ish, but yeah, April was kicking my butt terribly. It's okay. Better late than never. I do want to share the books I read in March with you because, surprisingly, I have read quite a lot. In April, that's something else, but in March, I did read. Okay, so as I always do, I participate in the Buzzwordathon hosted by Kayla from Books and Lala, and I rolled over my February prompt, which was to read a book with water words in the title, which I didn't read in February. So for that one, I chose Goddess of the River by Vaishnavi Patel, and I did finish it in March, which I'm really happy to say. I loved it so much. 5 stars. I read KKE last year, I think, and I loved it so much, so much. There's something in this author's writing. I don't know how to explain it. I know it's not for everyone, but there's just something in the prose, in the writing, where I had the same feeling in KKE, where the beginning is so confusing to me, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm confused. And then you just get wrapped into it and you just cannot stop reading. I don't know how the author does it, but it's so good. I cannot get enough of it. It's a feminist retelling of this goddess, which is, I have a blank right now. Ganga. How could I forget? It's a retelling of this mythology, and I loved it a lot. It was top tier of a book. I strongly recommend. I do not regret buying this book, a very expensive book, and reading it because it was awesome and worth every penny. So yay. In March, the prompt was to read a book with the word thing in the title. For that one, I chose Just Another Damn Thing After Another by Jodi Taylor. This is book number 1 from the Chronicles of St. Mary's, or St. Mary's Chronicles. I never remember in what order it's said, but I dived in this author's spin-off series, Doing Time, a while back for another buzzword prompt a couple of years ago. I liked what I read, but I did not finish that book. I think I only read a couple of chapters, but I did enjoy what I read. So I decided to pick up these books because these one came out first. There's a lot of books in this series, so I know I'm going to be talking about them for a long time. But I did not read this first book. I'm rolling it over into April. But I did read the prequel, which is book number 0.5, which is called The Very First Damn Thing, which was a short novella. There's a lot of them in this series, and I do intend on reading them in order. So I did read the prequel first, which I really much enjoyed. So they are scientists who managed to unravel the mystery of time travel, but there are rules to it, as we see in all time travel movies and stuff. And they are historians, so they really want to just record and archive historical facts and not like change the past and stuff. So that's their goal. And in this prequel, we're just following this character who just put everything together and this project together, and how it got funded and how he recruited his first personnel. And I'm guessing the characters that we're going to follow in this series. So yeah, it was fun. It was quick. I did enjoy it, and it's still in this fun writing style that I enjoyed when I was reading Doing Time. So I'm not too worried to read the next books. I gave this one a 4-star. I'm also participating in A Year in Ilja, hosted by G from Book Roast. So this is the year-long side quest to the Aurelium Readathons. There's 2 Aurelium Readathons per year, but there's also a monthly prompt if you want to do like some side quests. In February, I did not get to that prompt, so I rolled it over in March. And the prompt was to read a book from my top shelf, which I chose from my TBR cart, instead of my actual shelves, because my actual shelves are books that I've already read. I don't have any unread books on my actual bookshelves. So, and I didn't want to reread any books. So I went with my TBR cart, top shelf. That one I chose. Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. This is the first book of the Grishaverse. There's 1 trilogy, Shadow and Bone, and then there's 2 duology, the Six and Crows duology and the King of Scars duology. I am doing a dedicated vlog for the full Grishaverse books, and I'm also going to be watching the seasons that I think there's 2 seasons that get out of the series. So I am going to be watching them and not necessarily reacting to them, but just telling my thoughts about them as I go through them. So I'm not going to talk too much about it in here, but what I am going to say is that I already read the Six of Crows duology, gave them 5 stars. I love them so much. I really, really, really love those books. I heard many things about this trilogy and the other duology, and I was setting my bar very, very low for expectations of this book. Fortunately, I was really surprised. I enjoyed this way more than I thought I would. I gave it a 4 stars. It's not as good as Six of Crows, but it was still very much enjoyable. Six of Crows, you're following a lot of point of views. I think there's 6. In this one, we're only following Alina, which is also in the Six of Crows duology. So I don't mind it was a character I was used to reading about, but I did not get her origin story, where she came from and what she went through. So I was really interested in that, and it was a very interesting story to follow as well. I'm really curious to see where it's going to go next. I'm not keeping my hopes too high for the next books because I've heard it's not going to be better with the other two books, but so far I'm enjoying it. And yeah, I'm quite happy I have read it right now, and we'll see how the rest of the reading goes. But yes, 4 stars. And the prompt for the month of March was to read a book with a drink on the cover. And for that one, I chose That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. Unfortunately, I didn't get to it, and I'm rolling that one over into April. The next book I read was for my wrapped TBR. So if you're new to this channel, I wrap every physical book that I own that I haven't read yet that are not sequels. So I have books like this that are wrapped, and it's just a surprise every time I choose one per month. Well, actually my son picks one every month, and he's always so excited to pick one for me. And the one for February, I didn't get to it in February and rolled it over in March. And that one was A Map for Wrecked Girls by Jessica Taylor. See, that's the reason why I have a wrapped TBR, because I've had this book for so long, like at the beginning when I discovered BookTube and started actually buying a lot more books than just like one at a time. And this, I think, was going on BookTube in like 2017, 2018, something like that. So it's been a while, and I feel like it did not pass the test of time. I'm happy I got to it because it would have stayed on my TBR for much longer if I didn't wrap it up and my son didn't pick it. So that's the reason why I do this. So I can pick up like older books that have been sitting there for a long time. So I'm happy I'm now done with it, but I am unhauling this book because this was not a good book at all. There were so many problematic things in here. I love the sister relationship in a book. I do have a younger sister, and we've had like ups and downs. Now it's mostly ups, but when we were teens, it was not always great. And I do enjoy these type of stories. But in here, it was just so toxic, so many red flags. I'm not sure what the author was trying to prove and to show with this. I just don't understand it. It was horrible. It was keeping me intrigued at the beginning, but the more I went through it, the worse it got. So that's the reason why I gave it a 2-star and that I'm going to be unhauling it. And finally, the last book I got to was for a book club for my Facebook group of moms from here. And we're trying to read books from French-Canadian authors. So for this one, we voted, members voted for the book, and we chose Un baiser au goût de fin du monde, which means a kiss with an end of the world taste. This was so cheesy and horrible writing. It was, the characters were horrible. The cheesiness of the writing was too much for me. I did not like it at all. A lot of things were confusing as of like terms that were used and the language that was used. Sometimes it was more familiar language from here in Quebec, and other times terms that were used were more like international French, which bothered me so much. I hated it. I was confused. I didn't understand some things. It was not a fun time. I hated it. I read through it. It was not fun at all. So I gave it a 2 stars. I've read worse books, so that's why I'm giving it a 2 stars, but it was not great at all. So that is all the books I read in March. Let me know if you agree with me or not, if you've read any of these books. I would love to know, how did your March reading month went? Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe if you wish. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!